So I thought I'd just quickly show you around the plot and show you what's lived and died. And to be honest, most things have lived. But, the spinach is fine. Really, a spinach at this time of year, it's never really an issue as to whether it's going to die or not. It's just how much you can keep on harvesting it. All these little kales, they're looking lovely. I'm kind of saving these now for spring. So I'm pretty happy with them. And they're always just on this vented set in here, because unless it's really high wind, kale's not really going to be much affected by the cold. These Asian greens looked pretty sorry for themselves, and they still don't look fully recovered, but they're not too bad. I harvested yesterday. I couldn't get these carrots out of the ground. Absolutely, they're huge carrots and they were absolutely rock solid, but I've got loads of carrots, so I'll show you those in a minute. I haven't actually taken this fleece up, but I put little lettuces in here for spring, so I'm going to have a look, see what they're looking like. And actually they still look alive. There's a few leaves that might have suffered, but I think they'll recover. We've got plenty of hard frosts coming this week though, so I'm going to be using that fleece and that cold frame top to protect them. The onions, not surprisingly, they're looking great, no problem at all. A bit bent over, but that doesn't matter. So another spinach bed harvested yesterday. Again, it's looking pretty good. And this is a younger spinach bed. And again, I harvested that one yesterday. And again, I'm pretty pleased with it. I mean, I'm quite pleased in general that we got the hard frost, because there's still quite a lot of caterpillars or slugs or snails or something eating the odd leaf. So hopefully they'll have all hibernated or died. The cabbages look like they're loving it. And the winter miner's lettuce underneath this mesh is looking pretty good. There's stuff back at home in the garden that's totally unprotected, but that's not looking quite so good. These little spinaches for March, they're all looking nice. And the carrots under the cold frames, that was great that I did that a couple of weeks ago, because those carrots were really easy to harvest and in great condition. And again, I planted some little lettuces underneath this fleece in between the carrots, and some of those are still frozen because it's still really cold at the moment, but again I think they'll survive. Little greenhouse. Most of these little brassicas seem to be doing okay. There are though these Orkney cauliflowers. They're looking pretty sick, so I'm not sure they'll pull through, but I do have another batch of cauliflowers in the polytunnel and they're looking okay. I'll see those in a minute. Spinach seedlings are looking good, carrots are okay, celery is looking good in the polytunnel. I've had it under fleece. I've had this chard under fleece as well, that doesn't really need it. The parsley's looking good. All the lettuces in the polytunnel are looking in great condition, and the Orkney cauliflowers in the polytunnel, a bit older plants, they're looking pretty good, as are all the other seedlings that I'm growing in here. So I'm pretty happy with everything in here. The early broad beans are doing well. The early broad beans on Debbie's plot, they needed to be tied in because they were too leggy given the heat that we've had in early December and late November, and they had been tied in once, but they kind of outgrown their strings and they all flopped over. But I've tied all those in now, and so they're okay. Managed to harvest the ochre off Debbie's plot as well. It did get a fairly bad frost, but it was quite deep down, and so I'm hoping that it's okay. But it's all safe and sound now, back at home. all these Asian greens in the polytunnel did way better than the Asian greens outside. And I've just brought all my ochre inside, and I'm just hoping that it'll defrost over the next day or so that I can get it all harvested, because right now it's absolutely solid. I think I've had ochre freeze before and been fine, but maybe not actually. Just that is all very spongy, so maybe I've lost the ochre, but never mind. I mean, we've got plenty of food. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, so that's about it. Pretty pleased with everything. You know, it's a bit of a shock to have quite such hard frost so early on in winter, and many more hard frosts to come over the next week or so. But yeah, we're reasonably well prepared for it, so we have pretty much survived. My name's Steve, this is the Seaside Kitchen Garden and Allotment channel, and I'll see you soon.